And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the daily What the Pluck. I'm not even just going to say for cryptocurrency markets, just what the pluck. We're living in such a wacky world. And I just got to throw this out there. Everyone, Patrick, there's
Morning.
no reason to introduce him.
No.
Australia announces that as of, I guess, today, you're allowed to take out $667 out of your bank account. That's your limit. 667.
Oh, they rounded it up.
Yeah.
Because the devil won't know. Because the devil won't know.
Right. That'll trick the people. They'll never guess the source of this idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Things are getting bad when the devil's half-assing, disguising himself.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll cover myself up with one extra letter or one extra number.
Right.
They'll
you guys
never
won't figure it out. You guys won't figure it out.
Everything has got so ridiculous. Oh, and hang on a second. We have a message from TJ. I have been chatting with a guy in Australia. They're still wearing masks there. Yeah. See, that's what happens when you give up your firearms.
Where is that guy? Is he in Melbourne or is he in Perth?
That's a good question. Because
there's a distinction. There's one section I can't remember which is which, but one group has just kind of said we're not listening to it anymore.
It's I saw a meme on Twitter, and it said how Australians rebel against their government, and it shows this guy riding a kangaroo with like a sword waving in the air. Oh, it's so sad that it's funny. Everyone, welcome to the show. Like and subscribe to the channel. Whatever platform you're watching, especially Rumble. I'm trying to get my numbers up on Rumble because once I hit a certain number, it flips over to a higher share algorithm. So we're trying to get the message out, and which Rumble's headquarters is like apparently 25 minutes from our club.
Really?
Yep. And Caitlin Long.
Yep.
Her office is 15 minutes from here.
She's the former legislator from Wyoming.
Yeah, her and who runs ARK Investments?
Dark-haired woman.
Yes.
Wood.
Wood, yes. Maybe that's, I think Wood's office is here.
Okay.
His ARK Investments office is like 15 minutes from here.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to try and set up a meeting with her because That woman is a wealth of inside information.
Well, she's a wealth of knowledge. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, in general, too.
yeah.
And she keeps her fingers pretty well on on the pulse of Bitcoin.
Well, and not just Bitcoin. I mean, she and ARK are technology oriented. They're looking at everything, metaverse, AI. I mean, you name it. They have their minds wrapped around it. There are teams that are focused on each of these segments. So yeah.
Yep, and they bought a shit ton of, I think, Coinbase shares last week.
Yeah.
Well, she said once the SEC announced they were going after Coinbase, they waited for it to drop, and then they bought as many as they could get.
Oh, absolutely. And Brian Armstrong stood up to them. Yeah, and he can't grow enough middle fingers fast enough for Gensler.
Oh, and word is Brian's ready. Brian's ready for, but they're also trying to buy him off. Now,
who's trying to buy him off? Coinbase? The shareholders?
No. BlackRock.
Oh yeah,
I slipped. No one heard that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I know nothing.
Yeah, Armstrong's a prick, but he's not.
No,
he's not.
No.
He's not that way.
But what? Well, I've already said it, so fuck it. Brian's already rich.
Yeah.
Right. His shares.
Walked away a while ago. You could have walked away a while ago.
Absolutely. The amount that BlackRock would offer him, it wouldn't matter. They could offer him whatever, $8 billion. He'd say no.
No, at this point, I think he's more concerned about the legacy.
Yep, that it finally clicked with him.
Yeah.
That they're trying to break what he built.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's personal.
Yeah. And redemption is a goal.
Yep. And
for everybody. So
because initially, I'll just say it. Initially, he knew the government wasn't his friend, but he didn't think they were his enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But now he knows they're against him.
Right.
He now has the Jesse at Kraken mentality.
Right. Which is the mentality to have.
Yeah. Because Jesse's known all along that they were going to come for him.
Right.
And he's just been tightening up the ship. You know, boys, that like, and I'm not giving away the farm here. Jesse knows that that the government is not above hiring hackers against him. He knows that.
Right.
So if you know your enemy has an unrestricted amount of money to put towards an attack towards you, then you know that you better have your ship tight. And He does. Kraken's never been hacked, ever.
Right.
Now, Coinbase has had issues, but they've never gotten really hacked. They've never gotten past first level security on Coinbase. But on Kraken, they've never even got that far.
Right.
Because
yeah.
he has he has triggers on it, and this is Jesse's mind. Jesse has landmines on Kraken that look like they go somewhere and then infects the computer that tries to infect him.
Sure.
So he's like, I double dog dare you. Because Jesse's old school. Jesse's a hacker with a conscience. But you try and fuck with Kraken, Jesse will delete you from the earth.
When are they moving out of San Francisco?
That I don't know a date, but I know there is an agenda.
He had too many employees were getting mugged.
Well, oh God, don't get Jesse started on that shit. He's of the mindset, blow it up and let's try this again.
Yeah.
It's like there's no saving San Francisco.
Well, if you look at the number of hotels that have walked out, the number of stores,
Walmart left.
Well, a while ago, right?
Yeah.
But there are a number of hotels that just said, "No, we're done. We're giving up our lease."
I think Hyatt's leaving.
Yeah.
Hilton left.
Yeah.
And this is how you destroy a city.
Right.
You hand it over to progressives.
And
here
here
you go. Make our rules.
Yeah. Yeah. And the mayor of San Francisco has realized that this is what's happening. And she's gone after some of the Democratic socialists who are on the city council and said, you guys have just pretty much screwed us into oblivion, and we're not having it anymore. The unfortunate thing is this has come too late.
Yeah, she doesn't have a leg to stand on.
No.
Because she's of the set. Her argument is, oh, hang on, there's too much socialism.
Well, that's just it. That's just
we need just a little bit less.
Yeah. It's degrees. It's degrees for her, and unfortunately, she doesn't understand that this is an all or nothing proposition.
Yeah,
you're not just a little pregnant. You're either pregnant.
Yeah. That's a great analogy. You're not just a little pregnant. It's with Karl Marx explained democratic socialism or explained socialism. Then I think it was who ran Russia in the 1930s. That one guy who
before Stalin?
Yes. Stalin created the term democratic socialist.
Oh shit, I can see his face. No, it wasn't Stalin. A little fucking weasel.
Was it the guy after Stalin?
No. It was before Stalin. He was the guy that came in and implemented
Yeah.
socialism. He took over from the Tsar.
Yeah. Kaczewski or
No. Khrushchev came in after Stalin. Damn it.
Damn it. Oh, well, it's that guy came up with the term democratic socialism because Karl Marx said that socialism, Lenin, yep,
Lenin.
there we go. Thank you, Nashgate.
Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah. Google last pictures of Lenin and tell me evil doesn't eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
His skin turned black. It's frightening. But Karl Marx explained that that socialism was just the transitional phase into communism, and that socialism would lead to the destruction of the society, and that out of that destruction, that chaos would lead to utopia. That is insanity.
Yeah.
That is absurd. Because if you understand human nature, and this is why every nation collapses. This is why every country eventually fails. Every system man creates eventually fucking fails. Is that humans we always come back to nature. One generation gets this dumb idea that they can outsmart nature. And then the next generation pushes to implement that idea. Then the third generation implements it and collapses. The fourth generation goes back to nature. That's why we're in the fourth turning. Because initially it was the age of enlightenment. That was get away from God, get away from nature. We got this grand idea. Hey, look at that guy out there. He's floating around the water. He's finding that animals evolved. Charles Darwin's awesome. And hey, Marx, why don't you take the Darwin philosophy and let's see if we can't come up with an economic system and a cultural system that is based on the death of the weakest as soon as possible and the growth of the strongest in one generation. We'll just slap a name on it called eugenics, and let's implement that all over the world. How's that sound? And now we're at the final phase. Karl Marx called it right. But what Karl Marx misunderstood is this, that humans are natural beings of Earth. He saw us as being able to outsmart God. Karl Marx was a Jew. Well, he was actually a Khazarian Jew, so he wasn't really a Jew. But Karl Marx thought he was a Jew. Right? Now, the branch of Judaism that he followed was the Jews would save the world and the Gentiles will just help them along.
Even though he came from a tribe that was not a tribe.
Huh?
Even though he came from a tribe that was not a tribe.
Right. Right. They don't go back to the originals. Right? They adopted Judaism.
Yeah. That's Nouveau Hebrew. That's Nouveau
Yeah.
Hebrew.
I once asked a friend of mine, "Hey, do you know any black Jews?"
I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he said no. I said, "Oh yes, you do. You just don't know them because they don't call themselves Jews." Right? See, the Jews that that Hitler had issue with, that's the Khazarian Jews. That's the people that infiltrated uh, the Weimar Republic. Hitler just wasn't smart enough to understand the history that they weren't really Jewish. Oh, well, really, and I'm not giving Hitler a pass here, but the history he had been taught was that the Khazarian Jews were Jews because Hitler, his dad was a Jew, but his mom wasn't.
Right.
Right. His grandfather was also a Jew, and
Khazarian Jew.
yes, and
What's interesting is the town where he grew up was decimated.
yeah, wiped out.
Oh yeah. The SS went in there and just destroyed that town. No remnants left. No trace.
Once you understand the history, because you have to understand that the Khazarian Jews are why we had a civil war. Right? They were the bankers that Andrew Jackson went after. Those were the Khazarian Jews. The Khazarian Jews led the age of enlightenment, right? Because the Khazarian Jews, in fact, the Khazarian Jews, if you want to get down to it, the Khazarian Jews launched the Catholic Church. No. When I say the Catholic Church, I mean modern day Catholic Church. Not, no, Patrick will do a video and I'll prove it to you. It's they partnered up with the Kings, and initially they created English, right? And right after they created the English language is when they had the Crusades. Right? The Crusades were to spread the English language through the church So they had to take over the church and reinstall their people. It's we will do a show on it. It's ugly stuff. And the Muslims were trying to fight them, but not out of like, hey, we're good people. They wanted power too. That's it's this is all just a power. This is a tribal power structure fight. Everyone claiming to be fighting for God.
The shit that's been done in his name.
Oh, I know. It's and when you really read the Bible and you really read what's written in red, at what point does he say, hey, kill in the name of me?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's not anywhere in the Bible.
No.
And I even take issue with Andrew Jackson, and I'm an Andrew Jackson wow guy. But this idea of God, what they call it? Manifest destiny. That the Lord was leading them, and that the Indians, the heathens, should be dealt with as soulless individuals.
Yeah.
Was wrong. Right? But what human's perfect? You know, and he was blinded by his faith. Because sometimes you can take your faith and you can manipulate it in your own mind that the ends justify the means. And that's what his manifest destiny was him interpreting God or interpreting the Bible and then is saying, well, after we do this, America will be a Puritan state again. Well, America wasn't a Puritan state when it started.
No.
Because no human's pure, so you cannot have a Puritan state. Everyone who stepped off the ship onto Plymouth Rock took the first step of sin onto the new world from the old world. That's all it was let's go there and try not to sin as much as the last place.
Yeah, they were pretty unsuccessful at that from the very beginning. If you go back and read some of the stuff that took place, there was some twisted shit that took place. Oh, hey, Native Americans, here, you want a blanket?
Absolutely. That you talk about pure evil. That to literally soak blankets in a plague and then ship those blankets to the new world, knowing the people on the boat would die and the people over there.
Right.
Chemical weapons have been around for a long damn time. Biological weapons. All right, we got everyone watching on YouTube. Click under here. We are going over to Rumble, which I don't think I told Patrick. We go from YouTube to Rumble, from Rumble to CALIX Solutions YouTube. Right? You with me?
Yeah.
Do you have a hard out?
At 10:30.
All right. And I was about to say, do you have a hard on? But God, this goes to the garbage so quick. All right, everyone on YouTube, click the link, go over to Rumble. See you there.